Apex Legends is without a doubt one of the biggest surprises in the gaming industry during recent times. Hitting the industry like a rocket in the last couple of weeks, the game has topped the Twitch viewership charts, hit 8-figure account creations, and has received universal positive acclaim. We're going to take a quick look at 10 things you may not know about Apex Legends. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell to be notified of my upcoming content. Apex Legends is the first game in the history of the industry to release as it was announced. This extremely risky marketing move has been carried out in the tech industry but has never been carried out by a games developer. The stars aligned for Apex, and I worry that this success may lead to others to try and replicate the game's release hype, but may not yield similar results for them. In addition to the previous point, it's almost impossible to keep a game secret during development. EA and Respawn somehow managed this, not even alluding to a secret project or an unnamed game. The game has seemingly blended two of the most popular genres of FPS into one to create something new and unique. The addition of the Battle Royale genre alongside the hero class shooter genre has meshed well together for a new experience for many players. Apex Legends is created by Respawn, the developers of Titanfall and Titanfall 2. While it's not extremely obvious due to the lack of giant robots, wall running, and smart pistols, Apex Legends is set in the same world as Titanfall and can be viewed as a spiritual successor to Titanfall 2. Squad-based game types have generally always been between 4 to 6 players in competitive game modes. Very few games have gone below this number, as it can be difficult to develop enough team synergy and cohesion with only 3 players. Shoot Mania was one of the only games to use a 3-man squad party size, and, well, we all know how that panned out for them. Titanfall 3 may still be coming. Respawn CEO Vince Zampella has tweeted out that more Titanfall is coming later this year, while many are hoping this is another stellar, single-player Titanfall experience, akin to that delivered in Titanfall 2. This remains to be seen, as Respawn are also releasing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order later in 2019, and 3 fully fledged games for the studio may be a little ambitious. Let's just hope it's not some crappy mobile game. The world is deceptively detailed and content-rich. Each character has a backstory and a place within the world around Apex Legends. The games themselves have a reason for existing, and although not revealed yet, I'm sure it will feed into some Titanfall game lore. It wouldn't surprise me if we see a number of animated shorts that further flesh out the characters and world, like Blizzard have done with Overwatch. More maps are coming. It was a great sign when I booted up Apex Legends for the first time and saw that the map had a name. Unlike Fortnite, it would appear that more maps are coming eventually, which will help to keep the game fresh and interesting as time goes on. Cross-platform support is likely coming to the game. Like Fortnite, it is likely that Respawn will follow the route and allow for PS4, Xbox One, and PC players to compete together for those wins. Who knows, we may even get a Switch port. New Legends are coming. According to the 2019 Apex Legends roadmap, we will see new guns, new loot, and most importantly, new legends join the game as time goes on. We can expect new legends to appear in Season 2, which will start in June. Perhaps they'll even introduce one in Season 1, starting in March.
Today I bring you another Apex Legends video, and today guys I bring you news on what possibly could be 2 new legends coming into the fold of Apex Legends. Okay, so I know what you are thinking. DPJ, we have seen every leak on your behalf showcasing possible new legends coming. We have seen numerous videos on Wattson, Crypto, Husaria, Jericho, Nomad, Prophet, Rampart, Rosie, Scunner and a few others. We know all about these thanks to you. Well indeed people, that should be the case. I make it my #1 priority to give you guys and bring you guys the latest and greatest Apex Legends news and information. And it's why I am covering the latest today, and the 2 new legends I speak of today are new and not a part of that list I just went through. So brand new news right here people. Okay, so you guys may not have heard of a website called ArtStation. ArtStation is actually pretty damn cool. It showcases concept art, 3D renders, and so much other art from producers of games. So there is a section of this site dedicated to art from the people and the illustrators at Respawn. You can see some amazing concepts, that's for sure. You also can see things that ain't actually in the game yet, and to be honest, many clues about the future can be deciphered from here. Today I want to cover 2 new characters that have popped up on this site, coming straight from the folks working on Apex Legends. And the 2 new characters ain't drones, they're actually renders, with some pretty amazing detail to go with them. Now it's important to say that without actual word from Respawn, we don't know what part these characters will play. They could be a part of something else the game will eventually go towards, or indeed they could be future legends, we do not know yet. So the first guy we see this render of is a guy called Blisk, and in fact guys, this isn't the first time we have seen this character. He was in the very first trailer to Apex Legends seen on screen now.
So, you think you've got what it takes?
Now there's even more to this guy. He was a major part of Titanfall and since has shifted his intentions. Here is a little more about Blisk. Cuban Blisk is a South African mercenary pilot who served in the IMC's forces as a ranking commander and contracted mercenary. He is the leader of Apex Predators, an infamous outfit of ruthless freelance pilots. After the end of the Frontier War, he went on to create a popular blood sport competition called the Apex Games. He serves as a supporting character for the IMC in Titanfall and a secondary antagonist in the single player campaign of Titanfall 2, and he plays a background role in Apex Legends. So this render, one could argue, is old and meant for Titanfall, but Blisk's appearance has changed slightly since Titanfall 2 Apex, and this render here is definitely the Blisk we see in Apex. Also the image is labelled Apex Legends direct from Respawn. I didn't add that. Another thing to think about also is, if this guy isn't going to come to something of a future Apex, why has a 3D render of him recently been created? Interesting to think about, people. Maybe we will see him as a part of a new mod Respawn have confirmed they are working on. That's what I think. As he is the creator of the Apex games, I doubt we would see him as an actual playable character, but hey, I could be wrong. Okay, so moving on to the second render that's recently been added, and it's this guy right here, a character called Barker. Now Barker is a name we already have seen before, but this doesn't seem like the same guy. Maybe it's a placeholder name, maybe it's a relation somehow, I just ain't sure. But after doing further research, people, it seems as though both of these newly added renders were taken down, and it stated with them that they were for a future cinematic for Apex Legends. Now the renders are back up, but there's no word of a cinematic, and it's definitely a cinematic we haven't seen yet. Maybe this cinematic could lead us into Season 2, I do not know. But this character, like the render of Blisk, I'm certain we will see make an appearance soon. Maybe like I've seen in my research, it will be part of a future cinematic. Also, another thing I'm certain you guys would have noticed is how much this Barker guy looks like LeBron James. I mean, wow, I definitely know where the inspiration for this legend came from. What do you think? But yeah, LeBron James, inspiration definitely behind his character. I mean, it's just uncanny how much they look alike. But yeah guys, if any more information just drop regarding these 2 characters or anything else for that matter, I will have you covered right here on my channel, that is for sure. But guys, tell me your thoughts on these. I know Apex is in a desperate need of an update right now. We have seen so many other leaked legends too. When will all these fall into our laps? I just do not know. But on that note guys, we have come to the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, leaving a like really does help out. If you're new around here and this is what you want to see more of, be sure to subscribe. And if you never want to miss a video I upload, you can turn notifications on by hitting that bell button. But guys, thanks as always for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I will see you on that next one.
From Chad Armstrong, aka Shishka. He is one of the designers at Respawn. So now we know this. Common helmets reduce the headshot damage with 30%, not the total damage. Rare helmets reduce the headshot damage with 40%, and epic and legendary helmets reduce headshot damage with 50%. The legendary helmet has a bonus perk called Fast Charge. It reduces tactical and ultimate recharge time. The exact numbers is not known either, but I will cover that in an upcoming video. One thing to remember is that you should always give the legendary helmet to the player that benefits the most. For example, Lifeline's ultimate early to mid game, when you often need that loot drop to gear up. The math here is pretty simple. You take the body damage of the weapon, then add the headshot damage multiplied by the reduced percentage. For example, the Wingman pistol does 45 damage to the body. It does an additional 45 damage if you hit the head without an helmet. If you put the common helmet on, you reduce the headshot damage with 30%. In mathematical terms, that means 45 times 0.7, which equals to 31.5. Add that up and you get 76.5 total damage. I assume they round these numbers either up or down in order to remove the decimals. I've asked Shishka for clarification, but I have yet to receive an answer on that. I'll post any information I get in the comments below. So what does this mean? How does this affect the game? Seeing how easy it is to hit the head on PC, having a helmet there is crucial. It will definitely decide a lot of your fights. One clear example of this is the legendary sniper, the Kraber. It does 125 base damage to the body and an additional 125 damage to the head. The only way to survive a headshot is if you have the epic or higher chest armor and an epic or higher helmet. Anything else will knock you out instantly. So, now we know, helmets are pretty useful in this game. Well, that's all I have for now. If you find this useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Please leave a comment and tell me what you want to know more about. I have a lot of content planned, so click that notification bell so that you're always ahead of your opponents. See you next time!